All right, welcome back to Power by 8 Racing YouTube channel. Today we're going to get the rear cradle out. I gotta get the rear cradle out so I can get the torque tube and the transmission out. I want to fix a leak in the transmission that's been leaking right here. I believe there's a bad O-ring. There's a O-ring that sits in a cover right inside here. It's really the only place that could be leaking with the fluid level being as low as it is in that. But what I need to do now is drain the transmission, drain the differential, because I need to take off the lines for this, the cooler lines for this. This is going to come apart anyway, so the fluid needs to come out. And then the cradle needs to come off, which I'm hoping is going to be an easy task. Should just be these bolts here, and the cradle bolts. And then, of course, the hoses and stuff like that. I'll just cut the zip ties for speed sensors, and I'll take the whole cradle assembly off with the axles and everything all as one piece, and that should be a little bit easier, hopefully, than taking it piece by piece apart, taking the axles off and all that jazz. I just need to get this out of the way so I can pull the transmission off the differential, but the rest can stay. So I'm hoping that that's going to be an all right way to do it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to just drain some fluids, and then I'm going to get my cart over here, and I'll put this on a hydraulic cart that can come up to it. I'll lower the car, obviously, raise the cart up, and then that'll give me access to remove those bolts and lower it down. So, all right, that's what I'm going to do now. And all right, here we go.
Power by 8.
All right, so got all the fluids drained. That's the drain plug for the transmission. It's been emptied. You can see I didn't clean it up yet. That's fill line, but that is the return line for the cooler. And then that is, well, actually, I think that's the return line for the cooler. That's the feed line for the cooler. But those are capped off. That means it's been removed. This is the vent line. It's removed. I have drained the diff, and that is the return. And then this is, that's return, and that's the feed. That's empty. And again, I'm just going to put this on a cart, and then I'm going to take off those two, this one on the front one, and then this in the front. And I'm just going to drop this as one cradle with the transmission and the torque tube, and should be good to go. And yeah, that's all I got for you right now. I will lower the car, get the cart out here, and I will show you us removing the rest of it. Right, so I got to change it up a little bit. I don't want to take this off because in order to do that, I've got to get in the car. I've got to take the canister out. So I'm going to leave the shock on the car and the coilover on the car, and I'm just going to release it from the bottom, and then this will just come off, and that'll just stay hanging. That's all right. To get to the back of the car right now, it's like it's underneath a lot of stuff. So this is just as well. So let's get these guys off up here. All right, let me show you what we got. Got the cart down there, got some blocks under it, and I've got a jack here. I'm just going to raise the car up off of it versus lowering this down while the car's in the air. This will be a little bit easier, and I'll be a little bit lower to the ground. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to undo the 4 cradle mounts, and I will slowly lift the car off. And hopefully the things that need to stay on the ground stay on the ground, and the things that need to go in there should go in there. All right, so let's go. All right, so there it is. I got the torque tube off. As you can see, I did forget about one cable, which was the neutral safety. I forgot to unplug that, so that popped off. That's okay. It's just a positive, negative. I don't think that it even matters which is which. But I can just put another DTM on that, and I'll pin out. Then you can see this is where it pulled it out. So no big deal there. I'm going to separate this now, but in order to do that, I've got to get I got to lift this up so I can get the cradle out from under it. That way I can get to these bottom bolts easier, because there's one on the back side that's kind of a pain. It'll just be easier just to do it once that's off, but it doesn't be easy to take apart on the ground, so that's why I chose to do it this way. Transmission's not very heavy. In fact, I think that the transmission's probably lighter than the differential. So anyways, that's where we are right now. I'm going to get that stuff done probably tomorrow. So I'm going to end the video here, and I will see you in the morning. All right, it's the next day, and the whole reason for taking out the transmission was to fix that leak. But I was thinking about it. I might not have to remove it from the differential, which would save me a lot of work. I think I can just service it where it sits, because I just need to take off that front cover, the adapter plate, and then behind there I think is where the leak's coming from. So I don't think I need to even separate it from there. I can leave it where it is, and I can work on it under the car. Just put some lights on there, as long as I don't smack my head on the lift or something like that, which I tend to do. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and just take off that front cover. Let's see what's behind it, and maybe we can fix it where it sits. I don't even have to take anything apart. Save me a lot of time, a lot of effort, because nothing back there needs to be serviced except for the transmission, which is the front of it. So anyways, that's what we're going to do now. Let's get to it. All right. Let me show you what we got to do. There's 4 big Allen bolts on 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of those. This adapter plate's going to come off. That's just an adapter plate. You can tell it's just it's been machined. You can tell the difference of the castings that it's made to fit the Corvette torque tube and the Corvette rear diff. So that's why, you know, the sequential transmissions can be fitted in. Much like other transmissions, you know, you just need the right bell housing. In this case, an adapter plate. So I'm going to take these 4 off. That's going to let me get this off, and I think this back. That'll reveal this, and this back cover is what I need to take off. I believe there to be some clips in here that might have to come out, but I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping that it's just going to be as simple as just pulling that front cover off, and if that's the case, then we'll be good to go. And then there's an O-ring that goes around that cover, and we'll just get to it and stop this leak, which I just cleaned up, but you can see it's just been leaking like crazy. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so got the first one off. You feel the Loctite under there. Maybe they don't have Loctite, because you know what? They're using I don't know what kind of lock washers these are. I don't know the name. I've used them. I use them on a lot of stuff, but they're the ones that have the locking teeth on them, that you stick them together and then the teeth get together and then they lock themselves down, basically. Oh, there is Loctite. So there is Loctite. But yeah, it's these washers here. I don't really know what they're called, but they have little teeth on them. I'll show you when there's better light. But yeah, I like these things. But I thought if you use them, you didn't need Loctite, but apparently I was wrong. So you'll see this right here is being blocked by this. I thought I could take this off, but I don't think I can, because even if that was out of the way, I can get this on there. But look, so I'm going to get a ball socket style, see if I can get up in there and around, and that it's not torqued enough that it's going to snap that ball off. And if not, then I'm just going to have to put a traditional Allen in there and you know, do it that way. So let me go run over there and grab a couple more tools, and let's see if we can get it off. So this is the cover I'm talking about. You know, I wanted to take this off and replace. I think I felt like it was leaking through here, which I was right. That's where it was leaking from. And then I thought that you know, I could take this cover off, and taking this cover off, I would be able to replace this O-ring that's behind here, which is what I was planning on doing. Which there's obviously a safety wire here, and then this is, you know, stamped that they've you know, done it. So if I mess with it, they know. But look, this just came back from service also, and there's no way this, I don't understand how this would have come out in transportation. I don't even know if there's room for this to be, yeah, see that, I don't even think this can come out. You know what I mean? Like, this is a little bit taller than this deck, so that means that would have had to have backed itself out and during transportation, and oh well, we'll deal with it. Anyways, that's the problem. We'll get that taken care of, and we'll go from there. That's at least. All right, talk to everybody. We're going to go ahead and run with it. We'll keep this in mind. Check the threads, make sure this isn't bad, and just chalk it up to, you know, it not being torqued properly. But we think everything else is going to be fine. It was just a small leak. I never ran it out of fluid. It was a really small leak, manageable. It didn't pour out per se. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take these off. I got to cut the safety wire. I'll take these guys off. I already put these in because I didn't get the size. There's some tapped holes here, and that's just to help get that case off. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let me get this cut. Let me get an Allen wrench for these. I'm going to have to put a tray under this because as soon as I take this off, you know, it's probably going to leak some more fluid here, be my guess. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do. So, all right, let's get at it. That's nothing. I thought this was going to be a lot worse than it is. Oop, 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 oop. All right. All right. So there is our victim. So, yep, definitely got a gasket pinched. That O-ring there, definitely been pinched. So, that was the source of the leak. So that's good that we found it and that it's not anything that's crazy. Just gonna inspect these gears. Everything looks good. I mean, I'm not gonna take this too far apart, but welcome back. It is another day, which now this is the third day that we're still on the same project, which is getting this transmission fixed up and sealed. Now, the reason I went ahead and gave it a day was I filled the transmission up with fluid, and I wanted it to sit there before we put anything else together to make sure it doesn't leak. And it doesn't leak. So that means we can put the adapter plate back on it. 4 bolts, get it on there, and the transmission is pretty much done as far as the leak's concerned. But as you can see here, see if we can get closer, this is where the leak was coming from, and it was leaking as soon as I put fluid in it before, and now it's completely dry. So we know that it's fixed, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. So let's get the adapter plate on there. Transmission's done for now. And the only thing I might do here is I might take this off. This is just the vent tube. And normally I had just been slipping a hose there and hose clamping it, but I might just change that out for a fitting and then run it that way. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Let's get the correct Allen wrench, and because we need to use the one over there because it didn't fit, and then the rest I can just tighten up. All right, so you saw it that we dropped the transmission, did all that jazz. We brought it down here, took that O-ring off, resealed that transmission, and that's pretty much what we did here. Now, what we have coming, and I'm going to leave it out of the car for now because I went ahead and requested to be switch the car to paddles. So we've got that working out. Right now, we need to get a compressor, air tank, solenoids, all this jazz, so that we can switch the car over to paddles. Also, we need to get paddles on the steering wheel. So now I've got a steering wheel being made, so we can bring the buttons to the steering wheel. It's going to be pretty sick. Still waiting for the machine shop. We still don't know what direction we're going with the motor. But for now, so we're going to leave the transmission here, car kind of where it is, because there's not much else we can do until all of that other stuff starts rolling in the doors. And that'll be sometime after the new year. So that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching.
Powered by your old show.